DT Excavation, Daily Excavation. Today's project is installing a sump pump on a double wide foundation that's been flooding out. So I'll show you the problems that they're having here. So here's what's going on. The downspout is into a separate line here, as you can see, and that goes around the house and connects all the downspouts. Well, where the problem is arising at, and I don't know if you can see it real clearly, but there's the foundation drain on the bottom, and they've got the downspouts tied into it. So what's happening is the downspout water is coming down when it's raining hard, and it's flooding this line that's leading back around the foundation. So that's where a lot of people has issues with a flooded crawl space or a flooded basement. The drain line is not carrying the water away. You never want to tie these two together, because the roof water off of the drains carries a lot of water, and you always want to have these pipes run separate. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you like this content. It really helps a small channel out. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I've got the downspout lines all isolated now. So everything is coming into that Y, coming out here, and I cut that pipe off, and I've put a 22-degree elbow, and I've ran it down here to the swale. We got 3 inches of fall, and I went and put a retaining wall block underneath the end of the pipe to help support it so it doesn't smash down into the mud. Because a lot of times when you put the pipe on just dirt, over time with the ground freezing and thawing, it will actually work the pipe down into the, once you get water in it too, you have extra weight, and it will work the pipe down into the mud. You always want to support the end of the pipe with a brick or a block or anything like that. And then anywhere there's a void under your pipe, you know, where the ground is not there, you want to use some gravel to shore it up, just so there's support underneath of it. All the downspouts are isolated now, so the water is not going into the foundation drain. So we're going to cover this up, and then we're going to come over, and I think you can just see the foundation drain underneath there. We're going to dig a temporary ditch along this area here over to this low-lying area, and that will allow the foundation to continue to drain because it has a little bit of fall. And then we're going to put the sump pump in the middle between the orange line and the excavator blade. All right, we've got our line backfilled, and that is the downspouts. It comes out here, and you can see it's got some distance below the pipe, you know, probably about 5 or 6 inches, so that way it can spill out and not be backed up. And we've got it backfilled, rough filled for now. This is a temporary drain. I am hooked in to the foundation drain, and I have dug a temporary ditch over here to where it will gravity flow. There's no fall, it's just level. This will buy me some time while I get the sump pump put in. So that way if we get any rain, any water gets around the foundation, it can make it out here in the yard. The sump pump will kind of be in the area of that orange flag right there. Whenever we're ready, we'll dig that foundation drain up there, and then we'll put a 90 in it, and we'll bring it straight over into the barrel, and that way it'll be draining into the barrel at that point. And right here, where this blue mark is, about a 4x4 square, I'm going to dig a hole about 4 foot deep, and we're going to install the sump pump pit. And what we use for a sump pump pit is a 24-inch diameter plastic culvert, and it's the smooth wall on the inside, so you can kind of see that it looks like it's ribbed, but it's the smooth heavy duty. The sump pump pits that you get from your hardware stores are generally only about maybe 16-18 inches around, and they're roughly about maybe 21-22 inches tall, and they're basically made to be in the basement floor, really not made for exterior applications. So we use the 24-inch diameter culverts with a green sewer lid on the top, drill holes around the ribs, and what that does is when we dig the hole and I drill holes through the ribs and I put gravel around the barrel will also absorb in groundwater that's around the area to help pump it out also. And then in the bottom we put 20-inch patio stone for the pump to sit on. All right, you can see the holes that I've drilled in. But we've got holes drilled around the barrel, and what the purpose for that is when we dig the hole to put this barrel down in, I'm going to put a wash number 57 rock completely around this barrel, so that way any water that gets around the yard will soak into this barrel and the sump pump will pump it to the street. Now you can kind of see the hole that I've dug here. So we're going to go and put some stone down the bottom of that hole to level it up. I'm going to put the barrel in there, put the patio block in the bottom, and then it'll be ready for backfilling with stone. All right, now you can kind of see the barrel installed here. We got wash 57 rock on the bottom of the hole, and it's leveled up. The barrel's sitting in there and it's level both ways. And then you can look down in there and see the patio stone that I've got laid down. Now the sump pump will set right on top of that. It'll pick up all the water, and there'll be water come underneath of it and through the holes on the side. And it will pump all the surface water laying in the yard here around it. Okay, now the next step is we're going to fill this void around this sump pump barrel with wash 57s, and that'll act as a filter. All right, well, we've got the stone put around the hole. I didn't backfill it completely because on this side here, we're going to hand dig over and get that foundation drain and tap it into the barrel in this area right in here. So I didn't want to fill that up with stone, have to dig the stone right back out. That stone is the grade is set where the bottom of the pipe will run across the top of that gravel, and we'll go in there to give it just a little bit of fall. Now on this far side, we went ahead and filled it up ground level because I don't need to back in there. And on this side here is where the sump pump, the 1.5-inch PVC line, is going to come out of the barrel. So I didn't want to fill up that area completely. I got just enough up around it to hold it in there. And that way when I go to dig, I can just, I can go and take the excavator and just dig right here and just go on, and then I can go and put a hole in the barrel and put the PVC in it, the 1.5 inch, and we'll be ready to go. Now the next step will be to dig the 1.5 inch line out to the street. So we're going to go through here and past the front of that building and all the way out there to the street, lay an 1.5 inch line. Then the electric meter, I don't know if you can see it by the tree up there, is up there, so we're going to hand dig a line across there and get the electric hook back here to the pump. Rake just a little of that gravel off. up here to the electric meter, and the electrical conduit is into the panel. And then we just got the sump pump line finished on out through here. Right here is where the water line we had to cross, so we had to hand shovel across this. We've got the sump pump line all the way out here to the street. It's stubbed out here in the road ditch, and we're about to install the water stand on the end of it. Okay, we have the pump installed and it's operating. It's working well. I'll kind of show you what we have here. Okay, if you look down in there, you'll see the pump. That white float is what operates the pump. When it comes up to the top of its stroke there, it will kick the pump on. It comes up through this pipe and goes out the discharge line. This is a one-way check valve, so that way all the water that gets pumped out, when the pump kicks off, the water in the line won't drain back in and fill the barrel back up. So that's a one-way check valve. You always want to put those on. This other float that you see is a high water alarm. And what that's set at about 9 inches above where this pump should come on. So if that pump would fail, the water level is gonna rise up, and it will make this other float start to come up, and when it gets horizontal, it will go and kick on a high water alarm. Down in there you can see the patio stone that the pump sets on, and there's gravel down in there, and the pump sets on the patio stone. You can see the 4-inch line coming in, and that's coming off the foundation drain. You see the yellow cord comes up, and it just ties up around where the electrical conduit is. That's so that you can go and remove the pump whenever the pump fails someday. And the way you do that is this check valve is a union. So you can go and just unscrew that there, and then that way it will separate from the valve, and then you can raise this pump out with the cord. And it makes it a lot easier to remove it. So you can kind of see the cord going into the conduit. And I'll show you the electrical setup. Now, not every sump pump has this, but I put this on this one. It has a, if you see on the bottom there, it has an outdoor waterproof box. Now you can hardwire that in to like a regular weatherproof enclosed box, but the homeowner wanted to leave the extension or the plug cord on it, so it'd be easier to remove in the future. The top is a high water alarm. I don't know if you can see, like the little lightning bolt emblem is illuminated green. That means everything's okay. When this, if the pump should fail and the float comes on, there's a red LED light in there that lights up, starts blinking, and it has a buzzer. It'll start buzzing, and it'll alert you that something's wrong. This is one basic setup. There's more than one. So this is basically what you have. The barrel is backfilled. Everything here is backfilled and finished, and everything is backfilled, clear out to the road. Basically, this job is complete and it is ready to be put in service. So everything is in good order and ready for the customer to use it. All right, well, the sump pump project is complete, and we've been pressure testing the pump. This is water coming out of the foundation, so we got good pressure and everything is working good. Okay, the pump just kicked off. It is caught up. Okay, everything's working good.